Hello everybody and welcome back to another Genshin Impact video. And in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to build a main DPS riding shotgun. I'm going to be doing 3 roles, 3 separate videos. So this is main DPS, so let's get into it. So for talents you're going to want to go in reverse order, 1, 2, and then 3. So you actually don't even need to level up her regular normal attacks, but I did just a little bit, mainly because I don't have enough books. I just plan on maxing out most of her, but not completely. I probably would leave this at 9 even if I was using her like as my actual main character, but I would 10 these two. The reason why you want to not level up that one is because this is where she does most of her damage, and she gets a whole different like combo string from it. As you see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. So a whole different combo string, so this will not take into account any of her damage. And for this, as you can see right here, it'll say elemental burst damage bonus. This will apply to her, and the burst damage bonus she gets is 0.27 per energy. What per energy means is the energy cost that it has, which Raiden Shogun has the highest energy cost for it, being 90. It'll get stronger if you have a higher energy cost for it. So 90 at a 0.27 rate will give you a 24.3 damage bonus. The duration is 25 and the cooldown is 10 seconds. That is a great ratio. So this basically should have 100% uptime as long as you're just using her correctly. So every single time this is up, you want to use it. You don't have to use it immediately, obviously, because they're 25-second cooldown. There's a 15-second window of it being up and down, but you don't have to worry. You should just be using it. Honestly, yeah, you really don't have to level this up. You can if you want to like just use her for main exploration and you don't want to have to be using your ult every single time you want to kill people. This would definitely help out if you were just using her as your main character to explore around. Now, in terms of artifacts for our main DPS, you're going to want to be using a 4-piece elemental burst damage, 4-piece severed fate. Obviously, don't pay attention to this. You don't want to run a defense circlet. Okay, so here's where it gets tricky. You want to run an energy recharge, even though it'll be slightly worse, mainly because her ult is 90 cost, as I said previously. Her ult being 90 cost means you have to have a lot of energy recharge on her. And that means you probably want to run this over an attack percent, even though you'll be doing like 200 less damage. Like, the gap is so slim. Okay, so here's something that I'm a little bit, kind of sad about, because I bucketed a lot of my attack percents. Oh, wait, never mind. I have these, I guess. You want to actually use an attack percent goblet. It'll be slightly higher damage over the electro damage bonus goblet. So, if you want, you're going to want to run that. It's just how it's going to work. The only reason I'm running in a electro damage bonus cup is because it's 23% crit rate, which is very high if you don't know, or maybe you're just super lucky and you think that's low. I don't know. But an attack percent goblet will actually do you better than a electro damage bonus one in most cases, obviously. But if you take in a damage calculator, if you take a attack percent goblet with the exact same subsets and an electro damage bonus with the exact same subsets, you will be doing more damage with the attack percent goblet. And for this, it's pretty obvious. You're just going to run crit rate like normal. I would say your targeted crit rate for Raiden Shogun should be around 65 to 70, and then you should be good. You don't really need more than 70, because you don't really need above 70, because I feel like you'll start to see diminishing returns in your crit damage if you go above 70. So there's no real reason to go for 70 or above 70. Okay, so now for the weapon that you're going to want to use. Literally every single 5-star is better than any of the 4-stars options, but the best 4-star option is the new free-to-play one, which is the catch. You get it from fishing. You have to trade in for Inazuma. I'll make a whole video on it later, but it's a good weapon. You can R5 it for free. It's just going to take incredibly long. But all the 5-stars are better. So in order of how good the 5-stars are, in their best situations with all of their abilities active, it would be Grass Cutter's Light, Staff of Homa, Primordial Jade Winged Spear, Vortex Vanquisher, and then Skyward Spine being the worst. which is a little weird considering it has an energy recharge base stat. Just whatever. Okay, so the best weapon for Baal is the Catch, the new 4-star weapon that came out this patch. You need to do fishing. I'll do another video on it, but I'll do another video on how to get it, but it's very annoying to get. So the Catch is her #1 weapon if you're not using leeway characters. But the Lithic Spear is very good considering it gives you more crit rate and it gives you attack percent. So if you have 3 leeway characters in your party, it will outdamage the Catch, but not by much, I would say, so you don't need to get it. And also, the Catch is a free refinement rank 5. I'm not counting it as refinement refinement rank 5 right now because it's so new. You would have to sweat so hard and go into other people's worlds in order to get an R5 Catch right now. So I'm not going to count it as R5. All of these weapons are looking at R1. Another weapon that you could use is the Favonius Lance. However, the Royal Spear is like slightly ahead of it in terms of damage. This could end up being very useful for you if you're using Favonius Lance. Maybe you even have it R5'd and it looks like this. Once every 6 seconds you can regenerate more energy. Another weapon I don't have, the Prototype Crescent, even without its its passive being active, because it won't count towards your burst, because all hits after your burst with the Sword Slash is counted as burst damage, not elemental skill damage or charge attack or normal attacks, so actually it wouldn't be that good. So her elemental burst will not be affected by its passive, but it is still really good considering it has energy recharges its substat and attack high enough attack per base attack. And the last one would be Blackcliff Polearm. It's alright. If you defeat enemies, it gets really strong. Contender for one of the best, but that is if you defeat enemies. So those are the 4-star weapons that are good. In terms of 3-star weapons, it would have to be like this. Even though it's not normal attack damage, it's this or this, depending on which one you want. It's whatever. Okay, so for characters that you want to use with Baal as a main DPS, you're going to want to be using Xingqiu. He's a very good support. He can apply the Hydro, and then she will electrocharge it so that'll make it so that'll give you at least some reaction, considering she's Electro. That's about as good as you're getting, other than Yoimiya. Yoimiya's burst, while not being the best, it's okay. You can build her with the new set. All 3 of these characters use the new set, which is very annoying to use if you're using both of them, all of them. So I wouldn't recommend like throwing I would say still throw all your good artifacts onto Baal, and then just go with whatever you have on these characters if you don't have a second set. But for her ult, it procs every 2 seconds, having a 10-second duration. You could proc it up to 5 times. With Baal, it'll actually outlast her ultimate. So if you were to use a combo of Yoimiya, switch into Zhongli to apply his shield, and then into Baal, it'll be close enough to where the burst will end when you are using it. And also proc Overload. Overload is not that good of an effect, but it is able to actually do 5,000 damage if you have your characters leveled up. And then it is also one of these skills where Overload is very highly put on. So you have 103% if you have 130 energy charge. As you see, 100 there. So it's very much to the point where Overload is sort of good, but it's not Melt or Vaporize. Those two are still kings of reaction. I think honestly Overload should just be what Vaporize and Melt are. Maybe just what Vaporize is, and not do just extra damage. Just make all the reactions the same. I don't really get why they don't do that. You can understand why Swirl isn't, because that's a kind of different thing. but I feel like they should still make it to where it's melt and vaporize. Make these electro characters a lot better. Sadly, there's not that many other characters that would work well with Baal, other than the obvious Kujo-Sara. Kujo-Sara, if you have her C1, will probably be her best partner, considering electro characters will get an 80% buff onto their like resolve stacks onto Baal. So Kujo-Sara will probably be good because she will be able to buff Baal and then have her resolve stacks, if she uses her ult, like almost doubled if you have C1. But other than that, you want to use Bennett, which both of these characters I don't have. I was going for Kujo-Sara, and then I pulled Baal first multi. So that's how you build a main DPS Baal. I hope you enjoyed this video or maybe found it informative. If you did, look at this ratio, fix it. Hopefully you can do that, and I'll see you guys next time.